Hey, what is up, football fans? This is Colt Schroeder, a.k.a. the Buffalo Nerd, over here at the Buffalo Nerd Football Hub, coming at you with this week's Week 5 player props. Going to give you the top prop that we like for each position, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end that we think you should be playing this week. Last week was a dismal week. We're just going to go ahead and walk away and forget about that one and move forward with this week's plays. So we're going to start out with, you can find this pick over at Prize Picks. I'm going to go QB Trevor Lawrence under 10.5 rushing yards. That's going to be against the Houston Texans this week. He's been under on all 4 weeks so far against the prop. He's ran for 4, 11, 7, and 7. I think that this is typically a guy that you think is going to run around a lot, but he's not really doing that. And the Houston defense has really only let a quarterback rush on them named Justin Fields, who runs more than not, right? So I think that this is a perfect opportunity where you get a guy who's probably going to be in a game where it's going to be tight. He's going to probably throw the ball more, and he's not going to be running the ball. So I like Trevor Lawrence this week at under 10.5 rushing yards. We're going to move to the running back position this week. You've got Ezekiel Elliott looking at over 12.5 rushing attempts against the LA Rams. So far, he's gone for 10, 15, 15, and 19 on the season. I think that he's obviously still a focal point in the offense with Cooper Rush in there. They are going to continue to try to run the ball. The LA Rams offense is struggling. I think if you watch the game the other night against San Francisco, they're giving the ball back quickly, which is going to result in a lot of opportunities for Elliott this week. And I think that they're basically going to be trying to get into that position where they control the running, control the game. You don't want Aaron Donald disrupting things. Ezekiel Elliott should get over 12.5 rush attempts this week in a game that I see the Cowboys doing well in. And that pick is available over at DraftKings. Prize Picks as well. We got wide receiver Christian Watson under 16.5 receiving yards. He has a total of 17 receiving yards on the season. I know that people saw the action last week where he makes the great catch, and it makes you wonder that he's back and this, that, and the other. But there's a lot of other people in front of him. His snap percentage has actually gone down each week. So I think this is a situation where the only way this is going to take place is if somebody gets injured or there's just a complete blowout and they're just playing guys late, because I don't really see him he's gotten 1, 2, 3 targets so far. This is really a boomer bust kind of win. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under for Christian Watson under 16.5 receiving yards. At the tight end position, we're going to go with Johnny Mundt of the Minnesota Vikings over 8.5 receiving yards. For the 3 games this season that he's played in, he's gone over this number twice for 23 and 28 receiving yards. He's getting at least 2 opportunities in every game. Minnesota's kind of a weird team. Kirk Cousins has struggled at times, and this feels like an easy option where there's going to be an opportunity for just a quick rollout play, and that's going to be one catch is going to get you over 8.5 yards when he's averaging roughly 24 yards a catch at this point in the season. So again, that's Johnny Mundt over 8.5 receiving yards up against Chicago this week. So we're going to go with Trevor Lawrence under 10.5 rushing yards, Ezekiel Elliott over 12.5 rushing attempts, wide receiver Christian Watson under 16.5 receiving yards, and tight end Johnny Mundt going over 8.5 receiving yards. Again, most of those picks you can find at Prize Picks, DraftKings, and or MGM. I think most people are using those. That's where you can find them. That's where I place them. I hope you guys enjoy this week. Hopefully you make a lot of money. Hopefully you guys are subscribing down below and checking out what we're up to over here at the Buffalo Nerd Football Hub. Going to be coming up with this stuff every week. Be on the lookout for the bets, best bets for the week coming out tomorrow. Appreciate you guys and enjoy the upcoming weekend of football.